Welcome to the Cup of Joe Wrestling Show.
Cup of Joe Wrestling Show?
With Joey Harris. A podcast for the wrestling fan on the go. So take your favorite beverage of choice and join Joey as he takes a look at some of the biggest shows on the WWE Network.
Welcome to the Cup of Joe Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Joey Harris, and we are broadcasting from makeshift studios in the shadow of South Central Virginia. Follow the show's Twitter at Cup of Joe Pod. Email the show at cupofjoewrestlingshow@gmail.com. Support the show at paypal.me/cupofjoepod. I am also on Cash App and Venmo at The Joey Harris. And folks, right here up at the top, I want to send out my condolences to longtime AWA just every man. He did every job that there was. I think everything except for wrestle. Al DeRusha, producer, cameraman, ring announcer, promoter, all of that. He kept that place going a lot longer than it should have gone. So our condolences to his friends, fans, and family on his passing. And today, folks, we're going to turn and look at Barbed Wire, Hoodies, and Choke Slams from ECW. Barbed Wire, Hoodies, and Choke Slams took place June the 17th, 1995 from the ECW Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. There were 1,150 in attendance. We start out with our TVMA intro and shown in the most complete form. The Broad Street Bully, Tony Stetson versus the New Jersey Devil, Doug Gentry. This is in reference to Philadelphia being eliminated by the New Jersey Devils in the NHL playoffs. The bell rings. Stetson knocks Devil down and pins him. Devil hits a cheap shot on Stetson and beats him with a hockey stick. 911 comes out and choke slams Devil several times. Mikey Whipwreck versus Val Puccio. The fans chant a derogatory statement about Puccio's weight. The bell rings and they circle each other. They lock up and Whipwreck is thrown down. Another lock up and throw down. He goes outside to regroup. Whipwreck comes back with a series of low blows and a DDT to get the pin. The Vampire Warrior versus Hack Myers. They lock up and vie for position. They break. Warrior with a barrage of offense in the corner. Myers goes outside and Warrior hits him with a crossbody from the top rope. Warrior throws Myers back in the ring. Myers comes back with a backdrop and a clothesline. He hits a leg drop. Warrior hits a DDT to pin Myers. Stevie Richards confronts Tommy Dreamer and tells him he's the one who got the Vampire Warrior. Warrior tells Dreamer to get his hands off Luna Vachon, who had come out with Dreamer and who Warrior calls his woman. Dreamer and Warrior start brawling. Dreamer Irish whipped into a barricade. Warrior with a bulldog as Vachon hits the bulldog. Warrior goes after Vachon. Dreamer comes to her defense, and he's busted open. Dreamer hits Warrior with a skillet. Dreamer hits a fallaway slam. Dreamer hitting Warrior with plunder and bulldogs Warrior on the concrete. He takes Warrior near the broadcast booth, back and forth. Dreamer thrown into a wall. They battle out into the crowd. Warrior hits Dreamer with a chair at ringside. Dreamer brings the table into the ring. Warrior hits a DDT on Dreamer. Dreamer sets the chair up and hits a DDT off the chair to pin Warrior. Todd Gordon gets interrupted by Bill Alphonso. The fans yell at Gordon to kick his ass. Alphonso says he's the senior official. They get into a shoving match. Wrestlers and officials come out and separate them. 911 with Paulie Dangerously versus Jungle Jim Steele. Steele misses a splash. 911 hits a chokeslam and gets the pin. He then hits several more chokeslams. Beulah McGillicuddy with Raven and Stevie Richards versus Luna Vachon. When Beulah gets in the ring, boy, I'll tell you that Tommy Dreamer is a lucky man. While the referee is trying to get Raven out of the ring, Richards hits Vachon from behind with a chair and Beulah pins her. Raven hits Vachon with a DDT and then stops Vachon. Raven gets the chair and Tommy Dreamer comes in and takes the shot to protect Vachon. Richards and Raven beat Dreamer and Vachon down. Raven attacked Dreamer's fingers, trying to break them. Raven handcuffs Vachon to the second rope. He goes to hit Vachon, but Dreamer takes the shot instead. The Pitbulls and Raven are out. They are scheduled to take on Tommy Dreamer, Too Cold Scorpio, and Taz in a 6-man bout, but Dreamer is injured. Hack Myers comes out and attacks the Pitbulls. Bill Alphonso comes out and throws Myers out for not being scheduled. Scorpio comes out and cleans house, but gets overtaken by the Pitbulls. He gets beat down in the corner as Taz comes out. He hits Ravens and the Pitbulls with belly-to-belly suplexes. Pitbull 2 starts against Taz. They trade moves. Scorpio tagged in. He gets a wrist lock on. Pitbull 1 tagged in. He chops Scorpio. He slams Scorpio down and Raven tagged in. He hits a fist drop. Pitbull 2 goes in and hits the rib cage. Scorpio comes back with an arm drag. Scorpio with a hammerlock. Back and forth. Scorpio with a monkey flip. He gets a 2 count. Pitbull 1 in as Taz and Pitbull 2 fight on the outside. Taz tagged in. He gets a side headlock takeover. Pitbull 2 with a back elbow. Pitbull 1 with a clothesline. It goes outside again, and the Pitbulls attack Taz. Taz thrown in and Raven covers, but Taz kicks out. Taz with a low blow. Both men down. Pitbull 2 tagged in. He hits a power slam. Raven tagged in and got a 2 count. Taz with a Tazplex, and a Taz chant goes out. Scorpio tagged in. He hits a moonsault on Pitbull 2, but Pitbull 1 makes the save. Francine is shown in the crowd. She has a sign that says she loves Stevie Richards. Scorpio goes up top for the 450, but Taz suplexes Pitbull 2 out of the way. The two partners argue. The Pitbulls take out Taz, only to get double clotheslined by Scorpio. Richards brings Raven over to Francine. Raven slaps Richards and leaves, pulling Beulah by the hair. Pitbull 1 hits Taz with a slingshot shoulder block. Pitbull 2 screams for Raven. Taz hits Pitbull 2 with a belly-to-belly superplex to get the pin. ECW Tag Team Champions The Public Enemy come out, and they are as over as anyone could be with this crowd. Axel Rotten comes out with the barbed wire baseball bat. Don't worry, I'm sure he'll drop it. Excuse me while I roll my eyes. Rotten says he's the one who's too extreme for TV. He calls out Ian Rotten to be his partner because he says Ian is the only other man tough enough to do it. Bill Alphonso comes out. He says that there's a contract that they lost a match and can't team in ECW again. He shuts the match down. Axel tries to fight Alphonso. He says he wants to give people their money's worth. So he starts fighting Ian, and they fight back to the back. The Public Enemy celebrates with the fans. The Gangstas come from the crowd and attack Public Enemy. They beat Public Enemy down. The Gangstas bring a table into the ring. They drive Rocco Rock through the table. The police come and arrest the Gangstas and take them away. ECW Championship Barbed Wire match. The Sandman with Woman versus Cactus Jack. Sandman and Woman out first and do their routine. Jack comes out. Sandman throws his cigarette at Cactus Jack. It takes a while to get started. Sandman smokes a cigarette and drinks a beer. Cactus attacks Sandman as Sandman gets in the ring. Woman hits Jack, and Sandman knocks Jack into the wire. Sandman with a slam. Sandman drops Jack onto the barbed wire. Jack falls to the outside. Sandman hits Jack with a suicide dive. Sandman runs Jack face first into the wire and hits a leg drop. Sandman beats Jack down in the corner. He gets a 2 count after a suplex. He wraps the wire around Jack again, back and forth. Jack rakes the wire on Sandman's arm. Sandman pushed into the wire. Sandman dropped on the wire several times. Jack throws Sandman out and then follows. They trade blows. Sandman wraps the wire around Jack's head and then pushes the wire into the head. Jack retaliates in kind. Jack grabs a cheese grater. Both men are bleeding. Sandman drops Jack's crotch first onto the wire. Jack throws chairs into the ring. Jack DDTs Sandman onto a chair. He gets the 2 count. He puts a chair on Sandman and then leg drops the chair. Jack grabs the roll of barbed wire and throws it in. Sandman runs Jack into the roll. He drops an elbow and leg drops Jack. He gets a 2 count. Jack gets a pair of wire cutters and starts cutting the wire. He wraps the wire around his own arm and starts whipping the Sandman with it. It goes outside. Jack drops the elbow to Sandman on the floor. Back in, Jack hits Sandman with a chair several times. Both men down and a double count going. Jack gets up before the 10 count. Referee Jim Molyneux says Jack is the new ECW champion. The crowd cheers. Bill Alphonso comes in and says the rules say the title can't change hands on a 10 count and says the match must continue. Molyneux says he's in charge. Alphonso pushes Molyneux, who takes off his shirt and goes after Alphonso. Sandman wraps barbed wire around Jack's throat. Sandman throws Jack out. Alphonso says Jack is unable to continue and says Sandman is the winner. Todd Gordon comes in and Alphonso clotheslines Gordon and leaves. The crowd chants bullshit. Molyneux cuts Jack out of the wire. Crowd cheers as Cactus Jack leaves the ring and they fade to black. Final thoughts. This was an okay show. Alphonso was hated and the Gangstas have arrived. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at TheJoeyHarris. If you like the show, please leave a review on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, or your preferred podcast app. I would really appreciate it. We can also be found on Spotify and YouTube. Just search for The Cup of Joe Wrestling Show and don't forget to hit subscribe. Thank you for joining me. This is Joey saying so long from the heart of Virginia.
The Cup of Joe Wrestling Show is a production of Baby Kangaroo Media.